Hello Divine Feminines in Training. In this video, I want to talk about how to heal your wounded feminine energy. And if you are curious about what energy you are sitting in, I'm going to link a video here where I talk about the differences between divine, toxic, and wounded feminine energy, and that will help you better understand. But in this video specifically, we're just talking about wounded feminine energy and how to heal that. As a recap, if you have watched that video, and if you haven't, here's a little insight to what wounded feminine energy is it comes from trauma, it comes from programming, it comes from being in survival mode, and it's also ancestral and generational. So what happens when your family line has trauma? And if you can look at your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, and the problems that they went through in their lives, a lot of the times back then, they did not have the conscious awareness, they did not have the tools in their tool belt, the ability to heal the things that they were going through, to feel the things that they were going through. So what they did was suppress and they pushed it down. And as that trauma gets pushed down, it gets stored in the body, it gets stored in illnesses, in the cells, and that gets passed down from generation to generation until there is somebody who is ready to heal it. And if you are watching this video, you are the one who is ready to heal it. So wounded feminine energy comes from somebody who is overgiving with a lack of boundaries, someone who is in people pleaser mode, someone who seeks external validation, someone who struggles to receive, remember that overgiving piece, and someone who feels powerless and small. I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can start healing these wounds within you so you can go from your wounded feminine energy into the healthy divine feminine energy, which is where we all naturally sit in, but life and life circumstances have brought us down from our throne. So we are learning as divine feminines in training how to get back on that seat, put our crowns back on, and be where we belong. And the first thing that I'm going to get into is inner child healing. So your inner child is part of your subconscious, and this is a part of you, I like to call it, that got frozen in time. It's like a snapshot, and something happened in your childhood that wounded you, and this child feels hurt, feels shut down, and it gets stored and trapped in there. And a lot of the times we act out of inner child wounds with no awareness because it's in that subconscious. So one of the best ways to connect with your inner child is meditation. And with all of these, I am going to give in the description box some resources for you to use that will really help you out. So for inner child healing, there's an inner child meditation that is guided that I really like. So go ahead and click on that after and start your healing process. Through that meditation, you're going to be able to connect with that inner child. And please be aware that you need to have patience because that child does not trust anybody. And often it does not trust us as the adult because we are not being the parent that that inner child needs. So when you start to become aware of the way that you are acting and the wounds that made you act that way, you are healing that inner child. It is not your fault how you acquired these wounds. Whatever happened to you is not your fault. I really want to make that clear, but it is your responsibility to heal, and that is what we're here doing. Once you've connected to your inner child, now it is your responsibility to give that inner child what they needed. When you were a kid, did you need to be loved? Did you need to be seen? Did you need to be acknowledged? Did you need to be held? Did you need safety? All of these things you're going to need to connect with that child and learn to give to you. You are now the parent of you, and you can give yourself everything that you need because you're an adult now. And a lot of the things that you went through as a child, you might not remember. I know for myself, I did not have a lot of childhood memories. I would see photographs and I could remember a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's because I remembered from seeing that photograph or if I was actually remembering from my actual memory. And the subconscious mind is very tricky. So that's why meditation is very valuable. But the way that most of my memories came to me was through dreams. And I highly recommend keeping a dream journal. That has absolutely saved me. Number one, it has been amazing for inner child healing. And number two, I have a lot of like premonition dreams where something in that dream is something that's coming in the future. So it's a roadmap to the future and a healing guide from the past. So highly recommend that. And a saying that I like to use is, you would not let a small child drive a car. So do not let your inner child drive your life. And when we are acting out of these subconscious wounds from our childhood, we are letting that inner child drive our life and make decisions and act in ways that we don't want to act out of anymore. We don't want to be in that wounded energy. So connecting with that inner child is really going to help you. Number two is shadow work, which does include some inner child healing as well, but there's so many different avenues that you can go into shadow work. What shadow work is it is exploring and integrating the unconscious. And you might have parts of you that you have pushed down. And again, this can be generational. This might not even be just yours or yours at all. And so this is traumas, this is emotions, this is fears, this is personality traits, things that you are not proud of, that you don't want to look at, that you are not aware of. That is all your shadow. It's things that are in the dark that you don't want to see, that you don't see. And what we want to do is we want to shine light on them so that we can integrate them. Our shadow is an amazing thing. It is something that we can use to benefit our life and to understand ourselves. So the first thing is going to be acknowledging and accepting your shadow. Do not have any guilt or shame about your shadow aspects. That part of you is what built you to be here watching this video right now. And that part is beautiful. So acknowledge and accept all versions of you. And as always on all of my videos, you're going to need to be self-aware. This can be really hard for people because of that shame and guilt aspect. They don't want to acknowledge or look at the parts of them that are in the dark, but that's the only way to heal it, is to see it. You can absolutely do meditations for shadow work. I think that's a really great way, especially the guided ones. They're gonna really help you on that journey. But my favorite thing for shadow work is journaling. Usually I will get into a meditative state and then I will write out from my higher self to my current self advice. And that way you can channel through that voice and write like, you are doing amazing, you need to be aware of this, and this is why this is happening. So I'm going to, in the description box, link a website that I found with shadow work questions on it so that you can have like a guide of how to dive deep into shadow work. And if those questions are maybe not the ones that you need, there are so many on Pinterest. If you just type in shadow work journal prompts, it's going to give you a billion different ones to choose from, and you can choose as many as you want to work on. You can do one a week, you can do one a day, you can do the whole list all at once, whatever feels good to you. And there might be some questions that you're not able to answer right away because you're not ready for the healing, and that is okay. You can always come back and work on what feels good to your nervous system. I have like a whole thing of notes because I really want to be as thorough and on point as possible for you ladies. I think it's really important. This topic is huge because so many people are acting out of their wounded feminine energy and they have no idea. They have no awareness. They have no consciousness about that, and we need to heal this because as we heal this planet. And I know it sounds extremely exaggerated to say that, but your energy has such a ripple effect outwards, and what you do inspires another. And as women, we are literally raising this planet's consciousness, and I am so proud. So number 3 to heal your inner wounds, to get out of that wounded feminine energy, is self-love. And this is something that I really struggled with for a long time, and it wasn't until I had more awareness that I realized that most of my life I was doing things and saying things inside my head that were of self-hatred. So the first thing that you're going to want to do for self-love is acceptance. And this is acceptance for who you are right now, where you are, what you're doing, all of the things of now you, but also past versions of you. I love past Abby because she was a dang warrior. She went through the hardest things. She went to the depths of hell, laid in a fire, literally came out of something that some people don't. And she's who made me, and I love her for that. She might have been a little bit of a mess. She might have been a little bit crazy. She might have been a little bit toxic. She might have been a little bit wounded, but she was so brave. So accept that version of you, because without her, you would not be. Next, for your self-love, you are going to want to feel. Give yourself permission to feel, because this is part of that suppression. You're pushing down those emotions, and feeling is loving yourself. I am allowed, I give myself permission to feel. Number 3, boundaries. The wounded woman is a people pleaser, she's an overgiver, and she has no boundaries. So you need to embody the divine feminine energy, and you need to be strict with your boundaries. You need to be firm with your boundaries. That is a form of self-love. It is saying, I matter. I matter more than other people, because I am the main character of my life, and I am the only person that I'm going to be with from birth until death. So I matter. And this is something that you need to put in place with no guilt. It is not a bad thing to set boundaries. It is healthy. And this is to protect your peace, not to keep everybody out and have a big bubble around you, but it is to allow the right ones in. Those who respect your boundaries are going to have no problem with them. Those who disrespect your boundaries are going to give you a hard time, and then you know who is for you and who is not. And this one is so important for self-love. You need to rest and nourish yourself. And a lot of people think that slowing down and giving themselves rest is not what they need, because we are so programmed and conditioned to believe that to achieve, we must do. And I'm going to tell you that you're going to shoot light years ahead of where you are right now if you allow yourself to slow down. Incorporating healthy habits is going to change your life. Food, it is 2025, ladies. We no longer punish ourselves through food. We do not diet. We do not over-exercise. We nourish. We love our bodies. We treat our bodies well. We exercise because we can, because it makes us feel good. It gives us energy. It makes our bodies beautiful. And we eat well. That does not mean that we do not treat ourselves, but we nourish our bodies. Our food is about energy. It is fuel. It is life. It is radiance. It is vibrancy. And so if you are eating in a way that does not align with those words, switch your eating style. This is so important. The next is inner dialogue. Please work on the way that you speak out loud and in your head. Words are spells and they matter. When you are in your head and you're saying things like, I am so fat, I am ugly, I am stupid, I am unlovable, this is what manifests in your life. You are operating out of the I am consciousness, using it as a weapon. You want to start saying things like, I am amazing. I am doing so well. I am so loved and lovable. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am healthy. Start speaking words of affirmation into your life instead of destruction. I almost forgot, for number 3, for self-love, what you're going to want to do is listen to Abraham Hicks' Rampages, which I'm going to link the playlist that I absolutely love in the description box. Start your mornings off this way. They're like 10-15 minutes long. If you just pop some headphones in and like do the dishes, cook your breakfast, drink your coffee while listening to these things, it's going to change your life. This is the law of attraction, and it's literally speaking words of affirmation into you. So first thing in the morning is so beautiful to do. I absolutely love starting my day off this way. So number 4 is to rebuild your intuition. how you do this is you connect to the body. Your body is so intelligent and it is always speaking. And so I am going to link in the description box a website that gives a list of symptoms and their spiritual meaning. And this comes from a beautiful and very intelligent and in tune woman. She is a divine feminine, Louise Hay. And when you are feeling something in the body and you do not know what your body is saying, refer to this list. This list has saved me so many times to understand what is going on inside of my body and how to support it, how to heal it, how to make it feel better, and how to stop going back to that problem. If you get reoccurring colds, you gotta figure out why. If you have knee pain that is chronic, you gotta figure out why. This is our body speaking. It's not an inconvenience. It's not an annoying thing. It is a very intelligent message, but you just need to learn the language, so this will help you. So reconnecting to the body, quieting the mind. Our lives are so busy and our brains are constantly taking in information, and that means that you cannot hear the whispers of your soul. And when you're in the mind, you are not in the body, and you cannot hear your intuition. So quieting that mind, spending time alone, spending time in nature, meditating, doing these things is going to help you not only quiet the mind but connect to the body. And to start building your intuition, I highly recommend starting small, testing it, doing small things like tuning into your body and just going, what do I want to eat right now? So often we say, oh, I don't know what I want to eat. What do you want to eat? I don't know what I want to eat. Tuning in, what do you want? And sometimes it's going to be pancakes for dinner. Sometimes it's going to be, you know what, I'm going to eat ice cream. And this is not to follow every indulgent thought that you get, but there is a reason why we're having certain cravings. So listening to your body and understanding why you're having those cravings is really going to help you heal. I know for myself, I came from a lot of body dysmorphia and EDs. I don't know if I can say the full word on here on YouTube without it getting taken down. So EDs, and it took me a really long time to listen to my body, to know that it's okay to eat. So starting to trust myself with, I ate a bag of chips today and the world didn't explode, I'm okay. So small decisions like that will help you. And to rebuild your intuition, this is the most magical part of awakening. This is the most magical part about being a woman, is we are so observant and so magical that magic just floats to us. So you're going to start seeing repeated numbers. You're going to start seeing signs and synchronicities. You're going to start seeing random coincidences, overhearing conversations that are something that you needed to hear, songs on the radio, lines in a book. So many things are going to come to you in the most divine and magical way, and this is part of a higher intelligence, which you are a part of as your higher self. God, source, angels, ancestors, animals, all kinds of things are going to speak to you about where you are right now and what that means for you. And I absolutely love paying attention to these things because they are so deep and so informative. So if you can learn to tune into that, your magic that you have is going to explode outwards, and you're going to see it everywhere, and it's going to be even more magical and pull even more magical things to you. So looking for those signs. And number 5 to rebuild your intuition is affirming. Affirm what you want. Affirm who you are. I do trust myself. I do trust my intuition. I am a trustworthy person. And embody those things that you are affirming to yourself is so key to switch from one vibration to another. A lot of the times, wounded feminine energy is seeking that validation, that external validation. So pull it back to you. You don't need to look to others for direction. You need to tune into you. Sometimes, like with coaches and even YouTube videos like this, that is still you guiding you. That is you guiding you to watch this video. That is you guiding you to do the inner work. That is you guiding you to heal. and you're just seeing it from an external source, but that is someone. We are the same, me and you. We are the same energy, we are the same vibration, we came from the same source. When you stop looking for other people's opinions and advice, it's going to help you trust yourself even more, because you're not asking somebody, what should I do with my life? You're saying, what do I want to do with my life? And that is going to change your world. Number 5, the final thing, is learn to receive. Feminine energy is receptive, masculine energy is giving. And that does not mean that we don't do both, because we need to have that balance. But feminine energy is so open to receive. She's open to receive love, she's open to receive support, she's open to receive help, and she does this without resistance. It's easy for her. She knows that she deserves all of the things, so she doesn't push it away, she doesn't block it, she doesn't deflect it, she allows it in. And one thing that you can do to help yourself learn to receive is through compliments. When somebody gives you a compliment, oftentimes we say like, oh no I'm not, like no I'm not beautiful, or like a quick like thank you, like your dress is beautiful too, and we kind of like, we feel awkward about it. So when someone gives you a compliment, you are beautiful, you're just gonna sit with it for a second, feel it, and say thank you. Genuinely, thank you. Know that that person is trying to give to you, and that makes them feel good. So in order to have that equal exchange, you need to receive it with the same amount of energy as they are giving it to you. So number 1, inner child healing. Number 2, shadow work. Number 3, self-love. Number 4, rebuild your intuition. And number 5 is learn to receive. I hope you found this video helpful. I don't have any resources for number 5, but I really hope that you use the resources that I gave in the description box and share these with your mom, your sister, your cousins, all the women that you believe could use that support as well. As we heal, we help other people heal. And as always, I am here to remind you that you are the daughter of a king, which makes you royalty. So don't forget who you are. We are here to remember, and I am here to help support you and guide you through that. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram, through email, or in the comment section below.